a trusted police ally.
Appreciate it, detective.
Found dead.
There is no more dangerous occupation than being a police informant.
It's unusual to see people shot dead on straight through the heart like that.
The perfect shot.
But what did the victim know? And why was he killed?
Jimmy says, hey, I've got some really good intel for you on a drug transaction. The next time anybody sees him, he's dead in the street.
To catch the killer, Lieutenant Joe Kenda must run down an unlikely trio of suspects and convince a terrified witness to break her silence.
Talking to the police was a no-no. Everybody's loyal to the code, and I definitely wasn't trying to be a snitch.
Homicide investigation is not a sprint, it's a marathon. You have to stay with it. Your bad guy is busy. He's running away, destroying evidence, concealing his involvement. He's doing all kinds of things. What are you doing? You better be doing something. There's one thing that never changes. Murder. A life has been taken. Their stories are now my stories. I'm Lieutenant Joe Kenda. I've solved nearly 400 homicides. Somebody has to take control. Somebody has to look out for the victim. I never know where a case is going to lead, but I'll never stop until it's solved.
It's a gorgeous summer night in southeast Colorado Springs. And a group of young people is making the most of the warm weather.
Hey. It is a very common thing in that part of town, especially for kids to gather in the parking lot of the convenience store. You can get soft drinks, and if you're old enough, you can buy beer. It's kind of a gathering place.
For Colorado Springs police, these impromptu get-togethers often pose problems.
If they're loitering in groups, it can usually become a problem. They would turn up their music on their vehicles and start partying, and then be drinking and drug activity.
Officer Bob Peltz and his partner are on night patrol.
We observed a group loitering in front of the 7-Eleven store, so we decided to pull in, make contact with them, and let them know that they had to leave.
Let's go, let's go, let's go. Let's go. You know the rules. Move it along. Let's go.
But just as the crowd starts to disperse, a shot rings out from the other side of the store.
The worst scenario always goes through your mind first, that it was a homicide that had occurred.
The officers run toward the alley. They encounter 2 unarmed young men and a third man lying on the ground.
I go, guys. I got.
What's up, you going? Yeah, if you could start me an ambulance to Afternoon Circle, Shelton Drive. That's our victim.
Oh my God. It's Jimmy.
Downtown, Lieutenant Joe Kenda is putting the finishing touches on his paperwork, hoping to soon head home for the weekend.
That particular night, I was still working, even though it was 10 o'clock at night.
Lieutenant Kenda.
Dispatch informs Kenda of the shooting at the convenience store. Looks like his workday is just getting started.
Does that mean you're going to work until midnight, or you're going to work until 4? No. We're going to work until we run out of things to do. That might be 4 hours or 4 days.
Okay, I'll be right over.
Kenda arrives to find the crime scene awash in police lights and curious onlookers.
There are housing units all around this area, some of them quite large. There's a lot of pedestrians on the street. There's a lot of people in cars.
How you doing? Good, okay. So what we got? And one victim. Found him right down the road. Do you have an idea on him? It's Jimmy Stevenson.
I know Jimmy Stevenson.
For years, Jimmy Stevenson had been one of Kenda's most valuable informants.
So what do you got for us, Jimmy? Anything new?
You know, there's a few people slinging out east, you know.
Full of sugar, no cream.
Oh, appreciate it, detective. Jimmy Stevenson is someone who has contacted the police on numerous occasions, offering information on a crime that has taken place.
Sometimes his information was good, sometimes it wasn't, but he was reliable enough.
The existence and the use of police informants can be critical in certain kinds of cases.
A lot of times, those relationships actually become friendships, because you're not going to tell a cop something if you don't like him and you don't trust him.
Jimmy is a guy with a minor criminal history. He's not anything that you would consider to be a super bad guy. Jimmy has trouble holding his life together. Financially, he's in not the best shape. He was just a guy trying to make it and not doing very well at it. And I thought, you know, Jimmy, how did it come to this?
It's Jimmy's relationship with police that provides Kenda with a possible motive.
There is no more dangerous occupation than being a police informant. Snitching, as it's referred to on the street, is something that is frowned upon to the point of the threat of death.
Let's take a look.
Kenda starts his investigation at square one, the spot where Jimmy's body was found, and the pool of blood left behind.
Very limited crime scene. There is one expended 9mm casing in the street. There is nothing else. There are no skid marks, no tire marks, no evidence of any other kind.
How many gunshot wounds? Hospital said just one. We found one casing. They said it was right through the heart.
Perfect shot. You can shoot people in the chest a lot and not kill them, but not this time. There couldn't have been a more fatal location for this round. So you're either dealing with an expert marksman or somebody who's just lucky.
Perhaps it was just luck. But is it possible that Jimmy was taken out by a hired gun?
Is there an exit wound? Just one in the back.
We have an exit wound, which means we have a bullet somewhere. We don't know where.
All right, need everybody to spread out. Slug's got to be in this area somewhere.
Kenda's best bet is to recover the single 9mm bullet that penetrated Jimmy's heart, and hopefully match it to a murder weapon.
Lieutenant, I think I found something. What is it? Looks like a bullet hole.
We find a perfect mark in a fence that shows the bullet passing through it sideways. One that has already passed through something before it hit the fence. We check the yard immediately behind the fence, and we recover a 9mm slug from the ground. This is our murder round. So now we have a ballistic possibility if we can recover a weapon.
Does anyone see anything unusual tonight?
Kenda gathers the on-duty patrol officers to see if they spotted anything prior to the shooting.
Didn't you say you saw Jimmy earlier?
Yeah, when we were running the regulars out down by the phone booth.
One patrol officer tells Kenda that 2 hours before the murder, he and his partner encountered Jimmy and a group of teenagers hanging out in the same convenience store parking lot.
These two officers approached this group, told them they were loitering and they were going to have to leave.
Go home. You need to move on, all right?
Hey, Jimmy, I understand that now we've got a good time.
It's a real deal.
Jimmy says, hey, I've got some really good intel for you on a drug transaction. And they said, Jimmy, we don't have time for this right now. Look us up in a little while, we're going to be here till midnight. Okay, man. Well, you stay out of trouble, all right? And then off he goes.
What intel did Jimmy have that might have gotten him killed? According to the officer, at that point, Jimmy and the rest of the crowd dispersed. But a man in a black car and a teenage girl by the payphone stayed put.
You're supposed to go.
Can you not hear?
What?
She was standing by the phone. She said, well, I'm waiting for a phone call.
You look at the dynamics of that event and you think, okay, that's why they won't leave, because he's got a drug transaction coming up and the cops are interfering with that.
Waiting on a call.
Yes.
Can you not read? It says no incoming calls.
Her response to that is, well, I can't read.
Move along.
So he says, hey, had two choices. Leave or go to jail.
But as the black car drove off, the officers noticed something ominous.
The vehicle that he was driving had a license plate called Kingpin. A license plate that says Kingpin, in my opinion, would probably indicate that this person is involved in drug activities.
If this Kingpin character is dealing drugs, could he have murdered Jimmy to prevent him from snitching?
Kingpin.
Yeah, one word just like it sounds?
Yes, one word.
When you buy personalized plates in Colorado, as is true in every state, there's only one ever issued with that name.
Can you run a tag for me? A Colorado Bandit plate? Kingpin, one word just like it sounds.
Dispatch tells Kenda that the Kingpin plate is registered to 17-year-old Marlon King.
10-4, come down. I'm gonna need you guys to canvass these apartments. We're gonna pay Mr. Kingpin a visit.
Yes, sir.
Though the crime happened in one of Colorado Springs' rougher neighborhoods, Marlon King, a.k.a. Kingpin, lives in the suburbs with his mother. Not the kind of place a bona fide drug dealer normally calls home.
Kingpin. Mrs. King?
Yes, can I help you, officers?
We need to speak to your son. He was loitering at the convenience store earlier tonight.
Sure, come in. Marlon! I told you about hanging out with those guys.
She lights into it. I've told you not to hang around with those people. I told you not to go down there.
Even though he's just been chewed out by his mommy, Marlon King maintains his tough guy front.
Now you guys harassed me in the parking lot. Now you want to take it to my house.
Listen, I don't give a damn how you spend your Friday nights. This is a homicide investigation.
Homicide.
When he understands the reason we're there, that we're there about a murder and not about a loitering complaint, he gets pretty nervous.
Why were you and that girl so insistent on staying at the convenience store earlier tonight?
Michelle? Hey, that girl wanted to stay, man. That girl is crazy.
Marlon says that after his friend Shell argued with police, he dropped her off at a club and came home in time for the curfew his mother gave him.
He went home before that murder ever happened. He doesn't know anything about anything.
Is young Marlon King a killer? Kenda doesn't think so.
He lives with his mother. He lives in a suburban neighborhood. He has no criminal history. This guy, Kingpin, may have the plate Kingpin, but nothing about his lifestyle indicates he's anywhere close to that. He is a wannabe hang-around kind of guy, but he's not a criminal.
If you hear anything at all, you make sure you let us know.
Yes, sir.
We sure will.
I'm sorry to disturb you, ma'am.
Have a good night.
Thank you.
With Marlon King ruled out, Kenda is no closer to catching Jimmy Stevenson's killer. He returns to the crime scene to see if police found any witnesses in the surrounding apartments.
Lieutenant,
What is it?
found an apartment manager. She said she saw something looked a little suspicious.
Can you tell me what you saw?
I saw two guys getting some guns out of the car.
She says that she sees earlier that day 2 people moving guns out of a car and taking them into an apartment.
Did you know either one of them?
Never seen them before.
I appreciate your help. Let's get a couple more guys together and go check it out.
Could these gunmen have been the ones Jimmy was about to snitch on? Kenda gathers his men outside the apartment in question. Entering the building, they're preparing for the worst.
That area was a high-risk area for gang activity, street crime, drug sales, and the like. When you're about to make an entry in the middle of the night in a bad part of town with people you think have guns, a lot goes through your mind as that door is starting to open. Is this going to be gunfire? Because if it is, it's going to happen right now. So at this point in this investigation, we know that our victim, Jimmy Stevenson, has cooperated with the police on many occasions. We also know that people take a very dim view of that. There could be any number of people seeking revenge against him for being a police informant.
After eliminating Marlon King, aka Kingpin, as a suspect, Lieutenant Joe Kenda turns his attention to the residents of apartment 4B, who were seen unloading guns from the back of their vehicle earlier that day.
You pay attention when you knock on doors. We're investigating a killing involving a bunch of street people, a lot of whom are well-experienced criminals.
How can I help you?
We got reports that someone was bringing guns into this apartment earlier.
Yeah, those were my guns.
You want to tell me about that?
Yeah, I had them in my trunk and I just brought them inside.
You mind if we come in and look around?
No problem.
Here, step aside and have a seat.
Kenda and his team are hoping to find a 9mm handgun, like the one used to kill Jimmy Stevenson.
So why were the guns in your car?
Me and my buddy went to go shoot earlier, out in the county.
What kind of guns are they?
I have a double-barrel shotgun and a couple assault rifles.
Just long guns.
They are shotguns, not handguns. We certainly have nothing to connect it to the crime.
But Kenda suspects the couple knows more than they're letting on.
You know, if you know something about this and you don't tell me, that's hindering an investigation. I can throw you both in jail. I can also run the registrations on those guns.
Oh, well, I do know something.
What is it?
Well, I got a call earlier from a friend. Hello? What's wrong? Tell me what's going on.
This woman had told her that she was at the scene of the shooting and saw the whole thing.
And I tried to get information from her. She got scared and she hung up.
What's her full name?
Ebony Jones.
Do you know where she lives?
She lives upstairs.
Armed with this new information, Kenda moves one flight up.
I had actually gotten in the bed, turned the lights on. I looked out of the peephole and I saw two detectives with ties on and suits.
Miss Jones, it's the police. We need to speak to you.
I was tempted to not answer the door. I wasn't going to.
Miss Jones,
Can I help you?
we need to come in and talk to you for a minute.
Yeah.
Miss Jones, you didn't happen to see something tonight that maybe you weren't supposed to?
What kind of something?
I think you know exactly what I mean.
No.
No idea.
No.
Does that guy look familiar?
No.
Then they pulled out the picture of Jimmy lying in a pool of blood in the middle of the street.
But you were at the convenience store when the shooting happened.
Yeah.
Ebony tells Kenda she was hanging out in the parking lot with friends when she heard the gunshot and ran away.
I ran just like everybody else.
Ebony swears that's all she saw. But Kenda and his men aren't satisfied.
I think they saw that I knew more and they kept telling me, you know more than you're saying.
We knew or realized or sensed that she was fearful for her own safety and also for the fact that she doesn't want to be an informant.
Talking to the police was a no-no. To snitch means that you could be putting your life out there.
We got a report that you made a phone call claiming you saw this shooting.
I don't know why you would think that.
Here we are doing this interview and we have no bullets in our gun. We believe in our heart that she has critical information. But we also know in our head that we can't force it out of her.
We're gonna leave now. But I don't suggest you go anywhere.
You want to let her stew in it for a while? Sometimes your mind is your own worst enemy.
I knew they were coming back because the last thing that they said is, you better not leave, don't go anywhere. Oh, I knew they'd come back.
With Ebony Jones on the back burner, Kenda is left wondering about the the final tip Jimmy Stevenson was trying to give police. He heads to the hospital to speak with Jimmy's family, hoping they can lead him to a suspect.
Mr. and Mrs. Stevenson, I'm Detective Kenda. I'm very sorry for your loss. I knew Jimmy quite well. Do you think of anyone that might have done something like this to Jimmy?
We talked to Jimmy Stevenson's family, his mom and his dad. They are extremely distraught. And they are just dumbstruck by the fact that he's a victim of a violent crime. Who would want to hurt Jimmy, they say. Well, that's a $64 question at the moment. We then asked his sister, Stephanie Riley, if she saw anything.
Yes, in fact, I drove in the neighborhood tonight.
Stephanie says that just after the murder, she jumped in her car and scoured the neighborhood.
His sister was just devastated by this. So she began her own investigation.
Not long after Stephanie started looking for clues, she encountered one, head on.
She was almost run off the road by a white Chevy Monte Carlo.
The driver of the Monte Carlo had a message for Stephanie.
I killed that mother...
And those were his exact words?
Yes.
That happened tonight?
Yes.
Who is it?
A guy named Barney Davis.
For Kenda and his men, Barney Davis needs no introduction.
He's a person who I would describe as someone who's been a career criminal.
He is a drug dealer. He carries a gun. He is, in reality, a one-man crime wave. If he is awake, he's doing something that's criminal. He's very capable of violence and has demonstrated that in the past. Could he have killed Jimmy Stevenson? Without a doubt. So we have the murder of Jimmy Stevenson, who is a known informant. His sister, Stephanie Riley, believes that Barney Davis is responsible and goes so far as to say that she's been run off the road with him screaming at her that he killed the mother.
You think Barney did this?
Yes.
And why would you say that?
Jimmy was a witness to a shooting involving Barney.
Stephanie explains that a few months back, Jimmy saw something suspicious outside of a nightclub. Jimmy later told police that he'd testify to what he saw. And according to Stephanie, since then, Barney Davis has been doing everything in his power to prevent Jimmy from doing so.
Hey, Jimmy, man, get in the car. I gotta holler at you, man. I know you can hear me, man. Get in the car. I just gotta talk to you for a second. Hey, man, you can't hide forever, Jimmy. I'm gonna get you.
Well, I appreciate the help. Again, I'm very sorry for your loss.
Stephanie's statement instantly propels Barney Davis to the top of Kenda's list of potential suspects.
If a person who is supposed to testify in an upcoming case winds up dying before their testimony, you think that's going to focus on some connection to the person against whom they were going to testify?
Kenda needs to pinpoint Barney Davis's whereabouts at the time of the murder. But figuring that out won't be easy.
We did not bother to speak to Barney Davis because if you do, somewhere between the Barney and the Davis, he tells you to drop dead. So there's no point in talking to him about anything.
Instead, Kenda asks his men to see if Barney had any run-ins with local law enforcement around the time of the crime. In doing so, he makes a crucial discovery.
Lieutenant, come in. You're not gonna believe this.
What is it?
The Barney kid, he was being arrested at the same time of crime.
He was involved in a criminal event and was being arrested at the time that Jimmy Stevenson was murdered. So his other crimes wind up alibying him out of a murder, which gives you some drift of who he is.
All right, thank you.
Not only can Kenda rule out Barney Davis as a suspect, he realizes that Jimmy's sister couldn't have seen Barney after the murder.
It's not unusual for witnesses who are under stress to provide authorities with misinformation. Sometimes they're just not right.
They probably think they're going to make the detective's job easier because maybe in their mind they really believe that's the person that did it.
The next morning, Kenda pays Stephanie another visit.
Stephanie, we know that Barney Davis had nothing to do with your brother's death. We also know that you weren't entirely truthful with us yesterday.
We explained that we understand clearly that you're very distressed about the loss of your brother. However, you know and we know that Barney Davis is not responsible for this crime.
Are you sure? He harassed my brother.
There's no way Barney Davis was involved, as he was being arrested for another crime at the time of your brother's death.
She was exaggerating her investigative leads in order to make herself certain that we'd do our jobs, that we would pursue her brother's killers.
I could have gotten confused yesterday.
Thank you, Miss Riley. We will continue to investigate the death of your brother, and I assure you we will arrest the people responsible.
We will find out who killed your brother.
Thank you.
We'll let ourselves out.
That promise weighs heavily on Kenda, especially with no murder weapon, no credible suspects, and no idea who Jimmy was about to snitch on just before he was killed.
You always go through these emotional ups and downs in murder cases, and it's the most maddening part of the job. Everything looks so good, it's all of a sudden so bad. Everything looks like it's coming to a close, and you're back at square one again. It is the nature of it. You have to pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and maintain your resolve.
Shortly after returning to headquarters, Kenda gets a break in the case.
Homicide, this is Kenda.
Hi, Detective Kenda. Last night, detectives came to my house in regards to a shooting. And I didn't know anything about it last night, but this morning my daughter, she kind of insinuated that she knew who killed him.
She says her daughter has information about this case. Her daughter is 15 years old. She's very concerned that some harm might come to her daughter by talking to the police. We assure her we will not identify her.
She knows who did it?
Well, she knows because she knows the girl from the neighborhood.
Are you positive she said it was a female?
Now, this is the first time we have anybody saying who might be responsible for this. And what makes it most unusual is she says a woman is. Well, my. Our investigation into the Jimmy Stevenson murder has led us to a 15-year-old girl. And she says she knows who killed him.
But in a surprising twist, the young witness believes the shooter was a woman.
Now, you consider those facts and you think, okay, Jimmy's an informant. Did he ever inform against a woman who used a gun in the past? The answer is no.
Thank you. This is a very brave thing you're doing. I give you my word I'll keep your name out of it. I just need you to tell me what you know.
Well, there's this rumor that 3 girls killed the man.
The girl tells Kenda she heard that Jimmy's shooter was her friend, Michelle Salazar, and that twin sisters Shonda and Shanice Banks were also involved.
Tell me about this Michelle Salazar. She's a friend of yours?
We used to be.
Well, Michelle is hot-headed, and Michelle this and Michelle that.
They said that Shell shot him.
What'd you call her?
Shell, that's what she goes by.
Shell, that girl's crazy.
And I see it. That's the girl out of the black car that's at the convenience store before Jimmy Stevenson is shot down in the street. So this is all starting to gel a little bit.
According to the girl, word on the street is that Jimmy owed money to the Banks twins.
Jimmy appeared to kind of always owe some people some money.
This girl only hears this information that these 3 girls are involved in this murder. She is extremely confident that that rumor is correct.
How are you so sure that that's what happened?
The girl tells Kenda that on the day of the murder, she and Michelle Salazar got into an argument at school. That afternoon, Michelle and the twins stopped by her house to send her a message.
Come on, Dad, you wanna fight? Come on, what? Why are you so scared? Why are you hiding?
On the day of the murder, Michelle Salazar calls out this girl.
You can talk, but you can come out. Come on.
In the language of the street, that means that Michelle is challenging this juvenile to a fight.
Your mama looks like Come on, let's get out. Come on. I don't give a if you're hiding. I can show you from over here.
The girl is going to get involved in it until she realizes that Michelle has a gun.
Your mama's not gonna protect you. Why are you running from us? Come on, come out.
The girl says the twins each had .357s, and Michelle had a 9mm handgun. Michelle's 9mm is the same caliber as the weapon used to kill Jimmy Stevenson.
Well, thank you again for your help.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Kenda may be one step closer to catching his killer, but without corroborating evidence, his hands are still tied.
The information that she provides is not sufficient for a warrant because it's hearsay.
What Kenda needs to make his case is a bona fide eyewitness, and he knows just who to call.
We believe that Ebony Jones has a lot of knowledge about this case. The trick will be getting her to provide it. She is fearful of these people with good reason. She wants to kill somebody.
Ebony!
Ebony! Ebony, open the door. We know you're in there.
Open the door!
Thankfully, Kenda has taken the precaution of bringing the landlord along.
Wait out here, please. Ebony! We know you were at the scene of the crime.
I don't know anything. I didn't see anything.
They said to me, we know that there was a confrontation that happened and that you saw this happen.
We believe you have knowledge of this, and we want to know what it is. And we're tired of asking you this.
Come on, you come with us.
Talking to the police, I did not want to. You're on the side of town where everybody is loyal to the code, and I definitely wasn't trying to be a snitch.
But Kenda isn't taking no for an answer. And Ebony eventually agrees to cooperate. At the station, Ebony is escorted into the interrogation room.
The purpose of taking someone in for an interview is to take them away from their comfort zone. If they're in their own house or in their own neighborhood even, it's comfortable ground. Bring them to our ground.
When I got there, I thought we were just gonna sit in the front room and talk about it, and that's it. And they kept opening doors, and we kept going further and further back. I was terrified.
She watches us go through 6 locked doors to get to an interrogation room. She is now psychologically aware there are 6 doors between her and sunshine.
All right, Ebony, no more games. You know something about this you don't tell us? We're gonna charge you as an accessory to this murder.
Unless you want to get arrested for being an accessory to first-degree murder, you better start talking to me, and you better start telling me what's up.
And he said, we're fully prepared to arrest you and charge you. And it's going to be the same thing as if you were a part of the murder. So, basically what he's saying is, you tell the truth or this is it.
Okay. I saw what happened, but you can't make me go up in court and testify in front of everyone. They will kill me.
Listen, we can protect you. If we can move you somewhere, we'll pay for it. We'll make sure that you're safe.
And that was basically the turning point. I talked, and I kept talking. I didn't stop talking.
I've got a good idea who's responsible for the death of Jimmy Stevenson. But our eyewitness, Ebony Jones, is withholding information.
Lieutenant Joe Kenda has just told Ebony that if she doesn't tell him who shot Jimmy, he'll charge her with his murder.
We had very little information to lock her up or throw her in jail for anything. She wasn't aware of that, so we said, we have good information. We can charge you as a conspiracy to murder. It's all about eliciting information from her and doing what's necessary to get it, because we believe that she knew what she was talking about, and she did.
I had big concerns for my own safety. I remember hearing about several people that were shot for talking to police.
We explained that we can protect her. We even offer to move her into another apartment so that she has a different place to live. And that seems to calm her to some degree. After we explain we will do this for her, she tells us what she knows.
We'll make sure that you're safe. Just tell us what you saw.
The twins, they're drug dealers. They fronted him like $40 and he never paid up.
Here comes Jimmy.
What's up, ladies?
Where's the $40?
40. Oh, shit. I got y'all Friday.
You don't have $40? You can't come up with $40?
I got it for you Friday. You know I got bills to pay. I got expenses, girl. I got you Friday, all right? Y'all know.
Friday.
Friday. I got y'all. You know I got you.
I'm not kidding.
It's none of that.
I'll shoot your ass. I don't give a I'll shoot you.
I got you. I'm paying y'all. All right? Don't worry about it.
Sorry, mother.
You got to keep in mind that in that world, $40 is a lot of money. Will they kill for that? Yeah, they will. Because they don't want to lose another $40 to the next guy that rips them off.
We were just gonna go to someone's house at night, drink and just have a good time.
Ebony says that she occasionally hung out with Michelle Salazar and twin sisters Shonda and Shanice Banks.
What we usually did would go to one of the friends' home, and we would just drink beer, have a good time, and kick it. I had no idea whatsoever what was going to happen that night.
On the drive over, Ebony rode with one of the twins, Shonda. Michelle and the other twin, Shanice, were riding in the car in front of them. A few minutes later, Michelle and Shanice suddenly pulled over.
Wait, why are we stopping?
That mother.
They see Jimmy walking down the street. There's nobody around. There's nobody on the street.
Where's our money, Jimmy? Where's the $40?
I don't have it right now.
It's already Friday.
But Lex, I'm going to have it for you. You know I'm good for it. I just don't
You
have it.
ripped them off.
I just don't have it right now.
You can't come up with $40?
He kept saying, I don't have anything, I don't have anything. When? I want my money now, was what was being said. Right now.
With the wrong girls.
Look. I promise you. I'll pay you.
I don't give a
Michelle is really agitated and is ranting and calling him names. She's threatening him, we're going to shoot your ass and all this other stuff. And the twins aren't saying much more than we want the money back.
Time's up.
Then all of a sudden, guns came out. Jimmy really was freaking out. I could see him didn't know what to do, whether he should run or whether he should stay there.
Promise you, you'll get the money. Just give me a little more time, ladies.
She says she watches Michelle point the gun, holding the gun with both hands. She describes that as saying she looked like she really knew what she was doing.
I saw him dropping in slow motion to the ground. Then he fell face down. And I just started running as fast as I could.
Jimmy was dead within moments.
In this case, it was a lucky shot. It was a lucky shot. I don't think little Miss Michelle had been out to any target practice.
She's not an expert marksman. She's just got a gun in her hand. She pulls the trigger because she's angry. It's more, I'm going to scare him, and she scared him to death.
It was really an awful thing to see. You can't get blood from a turnip. You know, you can't make it give you what it doesn't have. No way is it reasonable. The whole thing was senseless and stupid. The whole thing, over $40.
With Ebony Jones's statement in tow, Kenda finally has the evidence he needs to file charges against Michelle Salazar and the Banks twins.
We write 3 warrants for first-degree murder, and we plan to arrest them.
But no sooner does Kenda have his hands on the arrest warrants, the case takes an unexpected turn.
Lieutenant Kenda.
All 3 of those girls did turn themselves in as soon as they heard there were warrants out. They were all 17 at the time, and I think they did definitely try to play the minor card. I'm 17, I'm a juvenile, you can't charge me as an adult.
They make no statement. They're arrested for first-degree murder and placed in juvenile detention. However, because of the nature of the violence of this case, that a deadly weapon was used, and these people are 17 years old, they're not 12, we approached the district attorney, and the district attorney agrees to charge these people as adults.
Shanice Banks pleads guilty to conspiracy to distribute cocaine and is sentenced to 8 years probation. Shanice's sister Shonda takes her chances at trial. Prosecutors are unable to prove Shonda had prior knowledge of the crime. She is acquitted on all counts. Michelle Salazar doesn't get off quite so easily. As the trigger woman, she is convicted of second-degree murder and sentenced to 20 years in prison. For Ebony Jones, her decision to tell the truth went against everything she learned on the street.
Eventually, I did the right thing. At first, I didn't think it. Like I said, I was young and dumb and crazy. But I did the right thing. I know I did.
Though Ebony doesn't regret informing on her friends, for years, the murder of Jimmy Stevenson weighed heavily in her mind.
For a long time, I thought about this. For a long time, what happened haunted me. But I was just on a mission to change my life and get it all behind me.
In exchange for her cooperation in the case, Ebony was relocated to a new city where she was able to start over with a clean slate.
I relocated and I got involved in the church, very much so, and I tried to help in the community. You know, I just did the best I could to be a good person. I was able to finally stop thinking about it.
It was a sad thing to me. There's a lot of history with Jimmy Stevenson. Jimmy is a police informant routinely. He engages in the most dangerous game you can play on the street, being an informant among people who hate informants. And yet in the end, he dies over 40 United States dollars at the hands of a teenager. Doesn't make much sense.
Tonight, 2 murder investigations from the case files of Lieutenant Joe Kenda. First, a mother of 2 was shot dead in the unlikeliest of neighborhoods.
This is the most expensive part of the city of Colorado Springs.
And the evidence points Kenda to a mind twisted with rage.
There is a history of people who progress from hurting animals to hurting perfect strangers.
Then, Kenda works the case of a mangled victim of an apparent hit and run.
He has been dragged under a vehicle for about 30 to 35 feet.
What seems like an open and shut investigation is anything but.
I said, you tell the worst story I've ever heard, and I have heard a lot of stories. When you look at a victim of a violent crime, and you look at the wounds, the cuts, the bruising, the whatever, they speak their own language. If you've seen enough of it, and I certainly have, they will talk to you. There's one thing that never changes: murder. A life has been taken. Their stories are now my stories. I'm Lieutenant Joe Kenda. I've solved nearly 400 homicides. Somebody has to take control. Somebody has to look out for the victim. I never know where a case is going to lead, but I'll never stop until it's solved.
It's a quiet evening in the posh neighborhood of Broadmoor Bluffs, nestled high in the hills above Colorado Springs.
It was a new development. It's a high-end neighborhood, pretty houses, and it's got an incredible view of the city.
But in this community where everything seems perfect, trouble is about to boil over. Nikki Johnson is running for her life.
Nikki runs, streaking to the neighbors, pound on the door. Call 911. He's trying to kill my mom. He's trying to kill my mom.
Just call me.
At approximately 6 p.m., responding officers arrive at Nikki Johnson's residence.
The initial officer located the victim in the living room with visible injuries to the forehead, the face, and the thigh. They cleared the house and determined that nobody else was in the house.
EMTs are called in. They attempt to save the victim.
I'm not getting anything.
I'm not either.
But it's too late.
We're gonna call it at 1807.
Thanks, guys.
Lieutenant Joe Kenda is stopping for a bite on the way back from court.
How you doing? I'll have whatever the number one is.
If I didn't have to eat, I wouldn't. It just doesn't mean anything to me. Whatever it is, order me a number one. There's always a number one.
Thank you.
So whatever shows up is what I would eat.
Go for Kenda.
I have a number one with a regular drink. That'll be $3.59.
Thank you.
Thanks so much.
What was that address?
When they said the address, I knew it was Broadmoor Bluffs. I can count the times on one hand I have been in the Broadmoor area on violent crime.
10-4, I'll be right there.
This is the most expensive part of the city of Colorado Springs. It's unusual to have a violent crime in this kind of a neighborhood.
When Kenda arrives, concerned neighbors are already crowding the police barricade.
Because of the area in which it is, everybody is wound up like a $2 a watch to see what's happening.
So what do we got?
We responded to a possible home invasion. When we arrived, the suspect was gone and the victim was deceased. It's the homeowner, that's Sandra Lee Johnson.
41-year-old Sandra Johnson leaves behind two daughters, 23-year-old Kim and 15-year-old Nikki, the girl who initially reported the attack.
She was a successful businesswoman. She had an interior design business that kind of specialized in kitchens.
Who called it?
The victim's daughter, Nikki.
Where's she at?
She's behind you.
She's being comforted by the neighbor. She's really, really upset.
Kenda needs to find out if Nikki can ID the man who attacked her mother. but her emotional state poses a problem.
There is a necessity at times to pressure people who are emotional. But I'm not a monster, and I'm not going to force a 15-year-old daughter that just lost her mother to talk to me when I can speak to her later, and I have other things I can do.
Thank you. Let's go take a look at the body.
The victim was found in the living room on the carpet. There was blood pooled around her body. There was blood that was streaking across her face.
A .22 caliber revolver lies nearby, most likely the murder weapon.
There is a coffee table with 2 broken legs, and jelly beans are scattered all over the floor. I believe this happened very quickly.
Just 3 bullet wounds.
Yeah, as far as we can tell, we haven't moved her yet, though.
I can see 2 gunshot wounds in her face. One in the forehead and one just below one eye. I see a 3rd wound in her right thigh. The first shot that's fired is almost always low. Then the gun comes up level, and the shooter takes aim and puts 2 in her face 3 inches apart.
The victim's wounds tell Kenda he's dealing with no ordinary killer.
Whoever I'm looking for is familiar with guns. And if he's familiar enough to put 2 rounds 3 inches apart from distance, he's an excellent shot. So you count the bullets. This is a 6-round capacity weapon. We have 3 in our victim, but we have 4 expended casings. Now we have the question of the missing bullet. Where did number 4 go?
All right, let's grab another slug around here somewhere. Let's spread out and find it.
We find nothing. We don't find number 4.
The missing bullet remains a mystery. Kenda's thoughts turn to motive.
Let's grab a couple officers, search the rest of the house, see if there's any signs of burglary.
Okay. The Broadmoor Bluffs neighborhood's a very nice neighborhood. Burglars and thieves don't go to the poor neighborhoods to steal.
Kenda's men search the house for signs of a break-in, but come up empty.
Nothing is disturbed. Her purse is parked on the kitchen counter. No ransacking. There is no robbery here. This is very personal. Whoever did this only wanted one thing. They wanted Sandra Johnson dead.
Detectives need to figure out if Sandra had any skeletons in her closet, and Kenda knows just the place to look.
People who live alone, particularly women, keep a lot of personal items in their bedrooms. It's an excellent place to go to see if there are love letters. Are there things that might show us something about what she's been up to lately?
Hey, Lieutenant. Found a couple guns.
We find in the nightstand directly next to the bed 2 handguns. Both are fully loaded.
Handguns are very common in Colorado. This is the West, and most homeowners have handguns.
Go ahead and check that one. It hasn't been fired. This one either.
It's not the presence of weapons that interests Kenda. Rather, it's the number of them.
Over my career, I've had many people threaten to kill me, my wife, my kids, my dog. I kept guns all over my house in the event that I needed one. I never kept more than 1 next to the bed. The safeties are off, rounds are chambered. These things are ready to use. That struck me as odd. Who is she afraid of? Because she's afraid of somebody.
It isn't long before Kenda finds a possible answer to that question.
Bingo.
An answering machine can be a treasure trove of secrets.
we hear a man's voice, really threatening, and says, "You little bitch, you're not going to do this to me." This equals 2 guns in a drawer in the master bedroom. Whoever that is why those guns are there. Who might you be? I'm investigating the shooting of Sandra Johnson, and it's apparent to me that there's somebody in her life that she was terrified of. We find 2 loaded handguns and messages on a phone filled with hate and poison.
It seems the caller wasn't content to leave just one threatening message.
She had a lot of them, and they went on a long, long time, and they alternated between being very threatening, clearly drunk, and then others were, making romantic plans.
But honey, I love you. Maybe we could get back together. And it's this bizarre bounce back and forth. I hate you, I'm gonna kill you. I love you, I want to be with you. What does that tell you about the personality of this individual? He is volatile.
I think we get the picture. So what do you think? Stalker? X? It's definitely an X of some sort. Let's concentrate on the paperwork. Letters, anything with men's names on them. This guy's got to be in here somewhere. Hey, Lieutenant. Looks like we got some paperwork.
Kenda discovers that his victim is newly single.
The divorce was finalized 3 months ago.
Sandra's ex-husband is a man named Dale Johnson. Could the menacing voice on Sandra's answering machine be his?
After a divorce, it's not unheard of that the wife suddenly has a terrible accident or is suddenly burglarized and killed.
The divorce decree suggests the motive could be financial.
He has to pay her $2,000 a month in maintenance. Now that, in my head, is 2,000 reasons to kill her.
Did Dale Johnson murder his ex-wife to avoid paying alimony? While Kenda's men continue their search for the missing 4th bullet.
Keep looking around, see if you find anything else.
Kenda sets out to learn more about Sandra and Dale's relationship.
We immediately start contacting neighbors to see what they know about Sandra.
It isn't long before detectives find Janet Stone, a friend of Sandra's who lives nearby.
Sandra was super sweet. I just don't really see why anyone would do anything like this to her.
Sandra Johnson was described by people that knew her as being hardworking, easy to get along with, trustworthy, and a good person to have as a friend.
She's known her a very long time, knows all about the divorce. We say, was this ugly? Did they argue? Did they threaten each other? Was it that sort of thing?
It was pretty easy as divorce goes.
No fighting.
They were really mature about it. They didn't really have any problems at all.
There's just no possibility in her mind that Dale could be responsible for this. She said he's just not that kind of person.
With Dale Johnson sounding less and less like a suspect, Kenda wonders if the man on the answering machine is a different, more recent suitor.
Was Sandra seeing anyone else since the separation?
Oh yeah, she had this really crazy boyfriend. I mean, he was really creepy.
Crazy boyfriend, did you say? Oh, I like crazy boyfriends.
According to Janet, after Sandra and Dale split, she met 41-year-old Robert Ambos, who runs a small landscaping business.
He, too, is divorced. She also says he has an extensive collection of guns. Initially, everything's fine. They get along well, they date, things are moving along pretty well. When they were alone, Bob and Sandra, Bob was happy.
Oh my gosh, hi! Oh my god! Oh, great, how are you doing? Mom, this is Kim. Hi, so long.
He was jealous of her spending time with anyone else. He wanted exclusive control of her attention and her time.
How long's it been? Years. Oh my gosh. How's your daughter?
They've been seeing each other, like, off and on. She had wanted to break up with him several times, but every time she wanted to, he threatened to hurt her.
There was an attraction there. I don't completely understand it, but she had feelings for him, even though she knew they didn't get along and that there was problems with their relationship.
She just finally broke it off a couple weeks ago. She couldn't take it anymore.
And she had told you about these threats?
Yeah, he had been calling her a lot and leaving nasty messages and just really driving her crazy.
We're looking for an individual who is emotional, who makes threats, who's a very qualified user of a weapon, and Bob is all of those things.
Back at the crime scene, detectives find no trace of the missing fourth bullet. Kenda focuses his attention on his new suspect.
75 Charlie to records. I get a warrant background check on Bob Ambos.
We find a cruelty to animals complaint. That's interesting. Let's find out about that.
Come on in, fellas. You guys want a beer?
Yes, but no thanks. Now, why we're here is we're trying to get a little background information on a neighbor of yours, Bob Ambos.
How can I help you get Bob out of this neighborhood?
And why would you say that?
He was a creep. He was kind of notorious in his neighborhood as being a bit of a nut job.
The neighbor tells Kenda about a complaint he recently filed against Bob.
Bob has a fish pond in his backyard containing goldfish. There's a hailstorm and it kills the fish, but Bob doesn't believe that. He believes the neighbor's cat has killed these fish.
The neighbor claims a few days later, his cat went missing.
The neighbor is out searching the neighborhood for his cat. He sees a blood trail going into the garage door of Bob's house. So he goes over to that door and he lifts the door up. Obviously, Bob has shot the animal on his property and dragged it inside. What a pleasant man.
Cruelty to animals sometimes can be an indicator that a person might be a sociopath, capable of murdering somebody.
There is a history of people who progress from hurting animals to hurting family, to hurting perfect strangers.
To Kenda, Bob Ambos certainly sounds capable of murder, but is he the man behind Sandra's murder? While en route to the police station, Kenda catches something on the police radio.
An ambulance has been dispatched to an address. And whose address is it going to? It's going to Bob Ambos's house.
The 911 call came in as a shooting. Could Bob Ambos be involved in a second homicide?
10-4, Kenda out.
We need to find out what the hell is happening with our man, Bob. At this point, I'm convinced that Sandra Johnson was murdered by her possessive ex-boyfriend, Robert Ambos.
Emergency dispatchers have reported a shooting at Robert Ambos' residence less than 24 hours after Sandra was killed.
Looks like we're heading to the hospital.
Kenda is convinced the two incidents are related.
Over the Colorado Springs Police Department. Did you have a shooting victim come in earlier?
Yes, we did.
Do they know who it is?
Just a second. Yes, Bob Ambos.
I don't think it's a coincidence that an ambulance has been sent to his home.
Kenda has a hunch who shot Bob Ambos and goes in to speak with a neurosurgeon.
Doctor.
Hey, Joe.
How you doing? How's it going? Good.
Is this your guy?
Afraid so. What can you tell me about his wounds?
I know this neurosurgeon rather well, and I said, what do you think about this?
Gunshot wound to the right frontal lobe. Entrance wound over here, ended up right here anterior.
There's a bullet lodged in the upper right frontal lobe of his brain.
How about the angle?
You know, the angle would suggest maybe self-inflicted.
In my opinion, Bob has shot himself in the head. He has done so out of a sense of guilt over having killed Sandra.
Kenda needs to confirm that theory with Bob, but that could be hard with a bullet in his brain.
Yeah, we think he killed his ex earlier, and we're gonna need to talk to him. Any idea when he may come to?
Still away.
He's still away.
Question him right now.
And the surgeon kind of smiled and he said, if you're going to get shot in the head, this is not a bad place to do it. What do you mean? He said, frontal lobe wounds are very odd. Sometimes they don't do anything.
How you doing, Bob?
I'm good. How are you?
We're investigating the murder of Sandra Johnson, and that's brought us to you.
Okay. He is amused that the police are here. That in itself is a statement.
Would you like to inform Bob of his rights, please? You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. You have the right to have an attorney present during questioning. If you can't afford one will be appointed for you. Do you understand these rights?
Yeah, I understand.
And with these rights in mind, are you willing to talk to us about what happened?
I just want a public defender, okay?
With Bob requesting an attorney, Kenda knows he won't be getting a statement. But that's not the only way to get evidence out of Bob.
Do you know when they're going to operate on him?
Probably tonight.
Perfect. Can you make sure to tell the surgeon to save the bullet fragments they take out of his brain?
Sure.
I'll swing by in a few hours with a warrant.
Okay.
Thank you.
So the following day, I get good news. We contact the hospital. We did operate on him. The bullet out of his head is a .22 caliber. This bullet is the same caliber as the bullets that were used to kill Sandra Johnson.
Not only is the bullet a crucial piece of evidence,
Great, thanks.
it also explains something that's been troubling Kenda since the investigation started.
At the beginning of this case, I was looking at that gun and finding 4 expended casings and wondering what happened to the 4th bullet. At that moment, I realized I had it in a biohazard bag. That 4th bullet was in his head. And I still have an ace in the hole, and that's 15-year-old Nikki Johnson, the girl who was too distressed to talk to.
Since the shooting, Nikki has been staying with her father, Dale Johnson. Kenda hopes that she's calmed down enough to talk.
Hey, Nikki, sweetie. Can you answer a few questions for these detectives?
Nikki, I'm Detective Kenda. I'm very sorry about your mom. I know this is difficult, but can you tell me what happened?
She says she is sitting in the living room reading something when there's a knock at the door.
Are you expecting anyone?
No. Are you?
No. What?
Sandra.
What are you doing here? You were drunk. You were
Damn
not
right I'm
supposed to
drunk.
come here when you're drunk. You need to leave out of my house. Yes.
You drunk too if you gotta get done by some rich bitch.
my
I'm not going anywhere. I'm staying right here. Call the police. Those prissy pants. I'm not leaving. Call me, Sandra.
Bob advances toward her, and she picks up the phone. He takes the phone out of her hand.
You're not calling the police. I'm calling the
The suspect grabbed her shirt and kept her from leaving the house, but she was able to break away and ran across the street hysterical and contacted the police.
He has a scheme, and he has a gun. As soon as that daughter goes out the front door, he proceeds with his plan.
Kenda suspects that while Bob stood over Sandra's body, he turned the gun on himself.
You can speculate for all day and the rest of tomorrow as to what is going through this man's mind. I have no idea.
But Bob's suicide attempt is a failure.
You say to yourself, well, there's more bullets. True. But now he's in pain. The pain brought him back to reality from that gunshot wound. He leaves the gun on the floor. He goes out the back door. He gets in his truck. He drives 12 miles home with a bullet in his brain. It's hard to imagine, but I believe that's exactly what happened.
Did you ever see him after that? Again, I'm very sorry about all this. But because of you, we got this guy. Thank you.
That is the final nail in Bob's coffin. We have the physical evidence, and now we have the statement of an eyewitness.
Bob Ambos recovers from his self-inflicted injury and pleads guilty to second-degree murder. He is sentenced to 40 years behind bars.
Sandra Johnson died because she was unable to detect the personality disorders in Bob. She ultimately did determine what and who he was, but it was way too late.
Coming up, Kenda uncovers the grisly truth behind an apparent hit and run.
You see, the problem is there's blood all over your car. Maybe a fairy brought it in the night. There's a tooth fairy. Maybe there's a blood fairy.
It's well before dawn on a cloudy Colorado morning, and Lieutenant Joe Kenda is wide awake, cleaning his service weapon and mulling over his current caseload.
One would expect me to be asleep, but I don't sleep well because of what I do for a living.
Miss Kenda.
There was a voice of surprise on the end of the line. Are you awake?
I'm awake. What do you need?
Well, we're got officers at the 1100 block of Caramillo, and they have a dead body in the street.
All right, I'll be right there.
When you sign up for this, you have to remember that you're joining a club that is unique. It operates 365 days a year, 24/7. It never stops. And violence never takes a holiday.
With little in the way of pre-dawn traffic, Kenda arrives at the scene within minutes.
So when I pulled up, there were a few policemen there, some crime scene tape, and that was it.
Gentlemen, so what do we got?
Well, I was driving down here on patrol, and I see this guy laying here. I get out with him. He's already dead.
The bloodied body lies in the middle of the street.
Any ID?
It looks like he's got a wallet in his pocket that I didn't go digging around.
I will leave that for the coroner.
Yes, sir.
He's on his left side, and his right side is rolled toward the pavement. The odd skew of the legs and arms. I've seen that before. He has been dragged under a vehicle for about 30 to 35 feet.
But until the coroner arrives, a more thorough examination of the body will have to wait.
There's a great deal of blood on the body, and a great deal of blood around the body. The circumstances would all indicate auto pedestrian hit and run drunk driver. Makes perfect sense. But I'm not ready to just make that judgment yet until we have an opportunity to examine the remains. So when the coroner gets there, I accompany him to the body.
In the ID?
We think there's a wallet in his pocket, but we haven't touched anything.
All right.
He then takes it out. We find a Colorado driver's license identifying this individual as Francis Kowaleski. He is 42 years of age. He's a retired member of the United States military, and he lives in the general neighborhood.
While the coroner continues inspecting the victim, Kenda instructs officers to canvass the neighborhood.
I'll go knock on some doors, see if anyone saw anything.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
We start waking people up. At 3 and 4 o'clock in the morning in a residential neighborhood, very few people are going to be awake.
Morning, ma'am.
What's going on?
Sorry to wake you up. I'm with the police department. We're investigating a hit and run that happened about a block away from here.
Because this incident occurred during the middle of the night, we were unable to locate anybody that could provide any type of clue or any type of information that would assist us in the investigation.
Hopeful that the coroner has uncovered something more useful, Kenda turns his attention back to the victim.
Have you discovered anything yet?
Blunt force trauma consistent with a hit and run.
But I found something else I think is going to intrigue you.
At least 2 serious stab wounds.
He's been stabbed. So now we have this interesting circumstance. Is it a stabbing, followed by the perpetrator who commits the stabbing running over him? Or is it the other scenario where he is stabbed, he collapses in the street, and a drunk drives up and inadvertently runs over a man who is either dead or dying from stab wounds to the chest? It could be either one. Well, we've certainly answered one question. It is a homicide.
Could Francis Kowaleski have been mugged? Kenda doesn't think so.
Mr. Kowaleski still has his wallet, and it contains money. At this point in this investigation, very hard to say whether Mr. Kowaleski knew his killer or not, but the likelihood, I think, is pretty good that he did.
That comes back as his current address. All right, thank you.
If I'm right that he dies at the hands of someone he knows, then the first step is to find out who he knows.
As the sun rises over Colorado Springs, Kenda makes his way to Francis Kowaleski's apartment complex.
Excuse me, sir. You know Francis Kowaleski?
You mean Frank? Yeah, he's on the second floor, number 15, living with Peterman.
15 right on the end there?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
So I went to Mr. Peterman's apartment. We knock, we get no response.
Can I help you, gentlemen? Mr. Peterman?
That's right.
Can we ask you a few questions about Francis Kowaleski?
Yeah, I'll be right up.
Mr. Peterman works nights, and he's coming home from work.
What's this about? I'm sorry to say he was killed last night.
Oh my God.
He knows Frank pretty well. He's distressed about the fact that he's now dead. But he doesn't really know what Frank does with his time.
He was a good guy. He was kind of down on his luck lately. He couldn't find work. That's why he was staying here with me.
Francis Kowaleski was someone who lived day to day. He picked up jobs where he could.
He spent time fishing at Prospect Lake in Colorado Springs. And he had a daughter back in New York.
Do you happen to know who he was with last night?
Not really. He's down from New York City. He doesn't know a whole lot of people around here. Here's one guy he hangs out with, Mike Murphy.
Mike was in his 20s. Frank was in his 40s. So there was quite an age difference. Mike had a car. Frank didn't. Mike didn't have any money. Frank had money. So you get this confluence of a situation. I'll drive you to the liquor store. You buy the liquor.
What's the destination tonight?
Drunk.
Cheers to that.
You know where you can find this, Mike?
He lives over on Bonfoy Street.
All right, well, thank you for your help. Lieutenant Kennedy, dispatch. I just sent a unit over to 21 North Bonfoy Street looking for a Mike Murphy.
Moments later, Officer Phil Abbott turns his cruiser onto North Bonfoy Street.
This car is parked across the street from the address of 21 North Bonfoy Street. It is a white Plymouth four-door sedan, and it's a piece of junk.
The officer immediately notices something alarming.
170 to Kenda.
Officer Abbott jumps on the radio and says, hey, there is a car parked in the 0-100 block of this street.
We've got your car. There's blood all over the side of it.
Something I learned a long time ago as a policeman: if it walks like a duck and quacks like a duck, it's a duck. So at this point in this investigation, Francis Kovalevsky, dead in the street. He's been stabbed, run over, and now we've found a car that has what looks like blood on it.
Having been dispatched to the home of 24-year-old Mike Murphy, Patrol Officer Phil Abbott cautiously approaches the vehicle in question.
As they pulled up behind the vehicle, they noticed that someone was in the car. Morning, officer. Hey, what's your name? Mike Murphy. Mike, is this your car? Yeah, that's the best car I've ever owned.
Abbott looks at the blood, takes another look at him, and says, you're not going anywhere.
I need you to put your hands on the car. Yeah, what's going on?
Spins him around, puts him on the hood of the car, cuffs him, and puts him in the cage in his cruiser. This car is covered in blood from about the midline of the door down to the base of the car, all the way along the right fender. You have to think to yourself, there is a God.
En route to police headquarters, Kenda radios Detective Skip Arms to take a search warrant over to the Murphy residence and interview the suspect's family. Once he's back at headquarters, Kenda questions Mike Murphy.
You know Frank Kovalevsky?
Sure, he's my buddy. Why?
Because he turned up dead last night.
I don't know anything about that.
When was the last time you saw him?
I saw him on Sunday.
According to Mike, the last time he saw Frank was 2 days before he died.
He doesn't know anything about anybody getting stabbed, and he's not sure why we talk to him at all. Well, Mike, you see, the problem is there's blood all over your car.
Frank had ulcers, so
how'd the blood end up on your car?
When he got sick and he threw up.
Yeah, that's like his accident again. All right, demos.
So you think he threw up blood on your car?
Needless to say, Kenda is skeptical.
Maybe a fairy brought it in the night. Now, Mike, there's a tooth fairy. Maybe there's a blood fairy. Looking at this individual, I'm speaking to someone who has the IQ of a turnip. I can feel it in my bones. This is the guy, and I'm convinced I can make him tell me.
Across town, Detective Skip Arms is busy interviewing Mike's wife Sandra and his mother Joyce.
You know when the last time you saw Mike with Frank?
They were together last night.
The fact that Sandra places Frank in the car contradicts Michael's statement that he hadn't seen Frank for 2 days.
But it's Mike Murphy's mother Joyce who reveals the reality of the two men's strained relationship.
Mike was arrested for a DUI recently when they were out drinking. And he got really mad at Frank because he refused to post his $40 bond to get him out of jail.
This information really is the first motive we get out of this investigation.
Excuse me a minute.
Detective Arms relays this information to Kenda.
Hey, Skip, what'd you find out?
This is a huge fact to know. So now it's time to play You Bet Your Life with Mike.
Mike, I think you need to start over and tell me exactly what happened.
I said, you know, Mike, I gotta tell you. You tell the worst story I've ever heard, and I have heard a lot of stories.
Okay, so maybe Frank was in my car. But he was fine when I let him out.
Do you think he walked out of your car and ran into a knife 6 times, Mike? Who the hell do you think you're talking to here? And so let me tell you what happened.
All right, man, let's go get some beers. All right.
I think that they went to one of their bars they normally go to. They get in some verbal altercation.
Dude, are you just gonna sit here and mope and be stupid all night? Look, dude, just drop it, okay?
Let's just get it over with. Right now.
All right, fine. Wanna do that?
He gets out in the middle of the street, and they're gonna have a fight. Mike's flash temper kicks in. The fight begins. Mike isn't doing well in the fight. And then you're not satisfied. You're not happy because maybe he's not dead, huh, Mike? So you get back in your ride and you run over him. How am I doing, Mike? Pretty good. Tell me I'm wrong.
I thought he had a gun.
Did he pull a gun on you?
No.
Well, I drove around him, and then I thought, you know, I'm gonna make sure. And I went back and hit him because I was pissed.
Stand up, put your hands behind your back.
Mike Murphy is charged with first-degree murder.
Nothing about his demeanor indicated remorse. He was annoyed that he had been caught.
Mike Murphy is sentenced to 40 years in prison for the murder of Francis Kovaleski.
Francis Kovaleski didn't expect anything bad to happen. He didn't feel like he had done anything wrong.
Frank Kovaleski died because he wasn't careful when he selected his friends. Did he know that Michael had a flash temper? I don't know the answer to that, but he certainly did have one. And Frank experienced it in the last moments of his time on Earth.
A shouting match spirals out of control.
You see that?
And an innocent man is murdered in broad daylight.
It is a stab wound in the left ventricle of the heart. That wound is fatal.
But is there more to the story than meets the eye? Some mysterious clues aren't adding up.
There are some flowers near the bloodstain. What the hell are they doing there?
Armed with nothing but the fleeting memory of eyewitnesses,
Go ahead, Senator.
Lieutenant Joe Kenda must pluck his killer from a murderer's row of potential suspects.
Sometimes you can almost feel a sense of panic on the witness's part.
You can't spook her because she is the key to this good. I would never raise my voice because it's more frightening to people. My name is Kenda from the police department. You're under arrest for murder. If you don't do what I say, I'm going to kill you right here and right now. There's one thing that never changes. Murder. A life has been taken. Their stories are now my stories. I'm Lieutenant Joe Kenda. I've solved nearly 400 homicides. Somebody has to take control. Somebody has to look out for the victim. I never know where a case is going to lead, but I'll never stop until it's solved.
As the work week comes to a close, the commercial district of Colorado Springs is bustling with activity.
Arcadia and Fillmore is an intersection that has a lot of small businesses.
People, stop to pick up things and quickly in and out kind of thing.
Rose Barrett and her daughter Lanny Bubeck are headed home after running some errands.
Are you gonna make dinner tonight? I don't know. What would you like?
On that particular day, I had taken my daughter grocery shopping.
Rose and Lanny pull into a strip mall parking lot near Lanny's house.
We got everything this time.
We were unloading groceries from the vehicle when it happened.
Hey, what are you doing, girl, man?
I heard loud voices, and I looked over to the left to the store, and I saw some people out there.
Do you see that?
Two men and a woman seem to be involved in a heated exchange.
They were arguing.
I'm a very nosy person. You know, I just had to stand there and watch it.
That's when a third man steps in, and all hell breaks loose.
The man and the woman disappeared around the side of the shopping center, and must have been about a minute later, the gentleman came back around the corner and he was clutching himself.
He was walking kind of funny, and he collapsed across the street from us. He's bleeding. And my daughter said, Mom, he's being stabbed. And I said, no, he hasn't. She said, yes, Mom, he's being stabbed.
We saw the blood on his shirt and realized that something had happened.
We better call somebody. Let's go.
Across town, Lieutenant Joe Kenda is locking up for the weekend.
At the end of a very long day, I was kind of pleased that I was finally going to get to go home. And the phone rang at my desk.
This is Kenda.
It was the communications center. We just got a stabbing up on Fillmore Street, and it looks like it's pretty serious, and they're asking for detectives.
All right, I'll be right there.
What is unique about this kind of work is there is no workday. We respond to things that go badly in the world, and it doesn't matter what time or what day or what week. There are some people standing around, not a lot of people, but there are some. It's not the usual chaotic thing that you see. It's kind of quiet.
How you doing?
Hey, Lieutenant.
So what we got?
We had an altercation in front of the liquor store.
Though it's unclear exactly what transpired, at some point a knife was drawn and a man was stabbed.
We've identified our victim as Raymond Archuleta. He's 31 years old. The victim's been transported by ambulance with a single stab wound of the central chest.
Is he still alive?
Yes, sir, he was.
Kenda knows there's no better witness than the victim himself. That is, if he lives.
If his wound is serious enough, it could kill him at any moment. So there's a time factor here. We don't have forever.
Get a couple officers up there, see if they get a statement.
Yes, sir.
Why don't you ask around, see if anyone saw anything.
Right. Dispatch, I need 2 officers to go to the hospital.
The officers were trying to get information from him as to what happened and who was involved.
As some of his men head to the hospital, Kenda takes a closer look at the crime scene.
There is a bloodstain on the sidewalk. There are some flowers that have been dropped near the bloodstain. Now, they are a bizarre artifact. What the hell are they doing there? This is extremely odd. At this point, we don't know very much. What made this happen?
Lieutenant, you might want to talk to this woman.
How you doing, Lieutenant Kenda?
It's Rose Barrett and Lanny Bubeck, the mother and daughter who witnessed the incident firsthand.
You saw what happened?
Yeah, there was a girl and a guy.
It was very nerve-wracking. I did tell them exactly what I saw.
Lanny and Rose tell Kenda that a couple was having words with a young man. As the situation escalated, another individual tried to intervene.
And it seemed to be a very brief encounter, but all of a sudden this guy's on the ground instead.
What about the flowers? Where do they come from?
The girl was holding the flowers, but she dropped them.
Kenda also suspects that if the girl was holding the flowers, her boyfriend was the one wielding the knife. But where are they now?
Can you describe it?
The guy, he had dark hair, maybe some facial hair.
The gentleman was of slender build, possibly, 5'6" to 5'8".
And the girl was young. She had long hair down her back.
She did not appear to be Latin to me, where I realized that the other 2 men involved in the incident were Latin.
It's a good start, but Kenda needs more than just a generic description.
Would you mind hanging out for a little while?
Yes, fine.
I appreciate it.
He calls on a rarely used but vital member of his team.
Lieutenant Kenda, dispatch. Can I get a sketch artist out to the corner of Fillmore and Arcadia? Maybe a couple composites drawn?
Within minutes, a sketch artist is on scene.
Thanks for coming. I just got two witnesses right here. Just saw two suspects fleeing. Can you get a couple composites as soon as possible for me? Thank you.
They can basically draw a composite photo, if you will, of the suspect based on information given to them from the witnesses.
So here's the book that I want you to look through and tell me which features most resemble the suspect.
They brought the artist kit that had different types of eyes, different types of chins, noses, eyebrows, hairlines, and asking which one best fit his description and would draw it from there.
You mean that one? Or more like this one here? That one? Yeah, because it was higher up here.
And what about the eyes?
If they independently say that that's very similar in the appearance, it's a good tool to eliminate people with or to identify a particular person.
Yeah, how about this? Yeah, looks better, yeah.
Kenda hopes to get the name of a suspect to compare to the sketches. At the moment, that looks like an uphill battle.
These witnesses certainly don't know the male with the knife and his girlfriend. They don't know identities of anybody. We're hopeful that our victim can help us out with that.
When investigators head to the hospital to speak with victim Raymond Archuleta, they're dealt a devastating setback.
Doctor?
I'm sorry he didn't make it.
Raymond ultimately died on the table during surgery. This shifts from an assault investigation to a murder investigation.
Can you tell me about the wound?
It was a 4-inch puncture wound at the left ventricle of his heart.
A single wound, but it is a stab wound in the left ventricle of the heart. That wound is fatal.
And in this case, puzzling. It would seem 4 inches wouldn't be deep enough to reach Raymond's heart.
Let me describe something to you about stab wounds. The human body is flexible. The chest cavity moves. If you thrust a knife into a chest, the force of the blow compresses the chest. So a 4-inch bladed knife can produce a wound that's 9 inches deep. You would think you'd need a big knife. No, you don't.
With the victim now deceased, Kenda's best hope for identifying his killer lies with Raymond's loved ones.
You know where his family is?
They're this way.
In the waiting room, Kenda finds the Archuleta family, still coming to grips with their devastating loss.
When my mother called to tell me that my brother was hurt and he was transported to the hospital, of course I panicked. When we got there, they had already pronounced him dead. My mother was very close to Raymond. She didn't take it very well.
You feel so bad for her, and in your heart you know there's nothing you can do about it, not yet. And you can't offer her much, other than the hope that we will resolve this.
Can you tell me a little bit about Raymond? Sometimes a little bit of background can help with an investigation.
He had 2 children, a daughter named Virginia and a son named Raymond Jr. And they're both wonderful children. He loved his children very, very much.
He's a construction worker, so he's solid build. He's a strong individual.
I love the job you did on this deck. It's wonderful.
Thank you. Raymond had a brother named William. According to their mother, the two were practically inseparable.
They were very close, always were close since they were little. They always were together. They worked together, they played together, and they were there for each other.
Raymond's mother also says that earlier that afternoon, the two brothers had been hanging out and having a few beers.
Virginia says that she saw William and Raymond earlier in the day, that William had been drinking. Raymond had been drinking as well, but not as much as William. They seemed to be in a good mood. So we asked Virginia, do you know where William is? And she says, no, I don't.
I haven't seen him all night.
It did seem sort of out of place that William never showed up at the hospital.
Is William Archuleta the unidentified third man who tried to intervene in the altercation between Raymond and the couple? Or worse, is William Archuleta the one who stabbed Raymond? Though the latter theory seems unlikely, Kenda takes nothing for granted.
When you have someone close to a murder case who suddenly isn't where they're supposed to be, that's generally not a good thing. Where is he?
Kenda's best hope for finding William is through his grieving family.
I have pressured people in that situation when I thought it was necessary, and I believe it was this time. She was suffering, and I saw no reason to increase her suffering.
Would it be possible to talk to you tomorrow?
You can come to our house tomorrow.
witness is William Archuleta, and we can't put our hands on him right now. What if William knows this girl, or knows this guy, or knows them both, and his brother gets in the way of William being the intended victim? He's got to have more to offer us than the perfect strangers do. We need to find him right away. So where are we here? This is a minor confrontation on the street that leads to a murder in under half a minute. We know there's a guy and a girl involved in this. We have no idea who they are.
Lieutenant Joe Kenda knows the victim, Raymond Archuleta, was drinking with his brother William shortly before the stabbing.
We can't seem to find him at the moment.
Could William Archuleta have had a hand in his brother's murder?
So we arrive at the family home looking for William.
Can you tell me what you know about what happened yesterday?
Well, the last I saw them, they were out in the backyard. Will and Raymond were out there having a beer together.
Had some job interviews? Yeah? How's that going? They're supposed to call me.
I know Will had already had too much to drink, but I wasn't worried because he was with Raymond.
You was okay? You need anything?
Mom, we're doing okay, Mom. Good.
William was very drunk. They say that Raymond is protective of him, tries to keep an eye out for him.
Did any of you see William last night?
Yes, he was here when we got back from the hospital.
As Kenda listens to the Archuleta women, a young man staggers into the kitchen.
Is that William?
Yes.
Excuse me for a second. William?
Yes.
How you doing?
William has difficulty standing. William has difficulty focusing his eyes.
It's clear that William is still intoxicated from the night before, which to Kenda rules him out as a suspect in his brother's murder.
William can't find his way home, let alone get involved in some nefarious plot leading to the death of his brother. If there was any suspicion about William, it fades away seeing his condition.
I know you're probably still in shock about what happened yesterday, but I need to tell me about it.
I don't remember anything.
He remembers being with his brother. He remembers drinking. He doesn't remember there being a stabbing. And he can't understand why his brother is dead.
That's all.
We were considering whether or not it was because he was so drunk he really did black out. But again, it could be something that either he did not want to share out of fear or just shock of the incident itself.
So he remains, for our purposes, useless at this point.
All right, well, if you do happen to remember anything at all, make sure you call the office and let me know.
With his only eyewitness of little use, Kenda looks to the other family members for new leads.
Can you think of anyone else that might have been having problems with Raymond?
I can't think of Raymond having any enemies. He never talked about anyone that he didn't like or that he was feuding with.
Everyone loved my son.
That is her son, the most important thing in the world to her. She is devastated by this and is wanting to know what she can do to help us, what she can do to find out who killed her boy.
Do you think you're going to be able to find his murderer?
And I feel awful at that moment.
I'm going to do everything I can to find out who did this, Mrs. Salazar. I promise.
Thank you.
Thank you for your time.
I can't tell her I know who did this because I don't. I can't tell her I think I know who did this because I don't know that either. It's a very awkward feeling.
As Kenda heads back to his office, Detective Skip Arms approaches him with a promising lead.
Hey, Lieutenant. Found a piece of paper in Raymond's wallet.
What's it say?
Got the name Kevin written on it.
We find a piece of paper in our victim's pocket with an address on Arcadia Street, which of course runs right up to the crime scene. So, who is Kevin? Why would he have his address in his pocket?
Let's go pay Kevin a visit. How you doing? Good. I'm with the Colorado Springs Police Department. There's a murder happened up the street last night. Did you know anything about that?
Just, what I've heard on the news.
Did you know the victim, Raymond Archuleta?
No.
Is there someone named Kevin that lives here?
What would Kevin have to do with any of this?
He realizes that we're probably not just going to walk off the porch, so he says, well, it's my wife's nephew.
He moved in with his grandparents a while back.
Where's that at?
The Yampa Street apartments.
All right, thank you.
Sure. So we went out to the Yampa Street apartments, and Kevin was not there.
Excuse me, ma'am?
Yes.
With their suspect nowhere to be found, detectives try a different tactic.
Do you know Kevin who lives here?
Yes.
Does this look like him?
They show neighbors the composite sketch of the killer, hoping it resembles Kevin.
One of the people we did show that drawing to is the building manager. Building managers know their tenants pretty well. I'll show you this drawing.
No, not at all.
That picture looks nothing like him at all.
Other tenants also fail to see a resemblance.
No, that's not Kevin.
Composite pictures are very often more helpful in eliminating people than they are in including people.
Usually if you get consistent feedback from other people and they say, I know that person and this isn't him, it's pretty easy to then put that one aside and say that the person's not involved.
So we eliminate him based on physical description alone.
All right, thank you for your time.
Sure.
Kenda's team is without a suspect, or even a lead.
Since we're in a position in this case of not having a place to go, we certainly need one. And it's like you do in every murder case, you go back to the beginning.
Detectives head to a liquor store adjacent to the crime scene, hoping the employees might recognize the killer and his girlfriend from the composite sketches.
Hey, pretty good.
Does the guy in this photo look like the guy that pulled the knife last night?
I heard there was an argument yesterday, but I didn't really get to see too much of it.
Yeah, we heard there was a fight over a girl.
Is that her?
Then they look at the female drawing, and they both say,
that looks like Alicia.
Yeah, Alicia Santos.
She came in fairly regularly, worked at a nearby donut shop, and she was often with a boyfriend. And so the employees at the liquor store felt that perhaps she could have been the girlfriend that the police were looking for.
She is in that store all the time. That's kind of the key for me. We have a person that matches this picture that's here all the time. And here is where our murder happens. This is very promising stuff.
All right, thank you.
After tracking down her address, detectives head to Alicia's house. But when they arrive, they find a teenager out front, visibly shaken.
Hey, what's going on here?
My sister's gonna take her to the hospital.
Is it serious?
I don't know, just got home.
Kenda wonders if Alicia's boyfriend was truly the one who stabbed Raymond Archuleta. Could he have turned his knife on Alicia too?
We need to chase that ambulance and find out what the hell is happening. We're now at the stage of this investigation where we have a minor street fight that results in the death of 31-year-old Raymond Archuleta. We have composite drawings of suspects. We have clerks in the store where this murder occurred. They put a name to the female in the composite.
That looks like Alicia.
But when Kenda goes to speak with his new lead, Alicia Santos, he finds her sister instead.
Hey, what's going on here?
My sister's gonna take her to the hospital.
If Alicia's boyfriend is the killer, could he have attacked her too?
Did somebody hurt her?
No, she was complaining about cramps this morning. She's pregnant.
According to the sister, Alicia has an infection and is worried about it harming her unborn baby.
Where's her boyfriend at?
Robert, it's actually her husband. He went with her in the ambulance.
All right, thank you.
Yeah.
Kenda needs to see if Robert and Alicia are in fact his killer couple.
How you doing?
Good.
Do you have Alicia Santos back there?
We do.
How's she doing?
She's doing fine, and the baby's doing fine.
Wait out here.
Okay.
Thank you.
Uh-huh.
On the way out.
Alicia comes out and she is beyond pregnant. In the face, she does look like the drawing. But it stops there.
Eyewitness Lanny Bubick never mentioned anything about the killer's girlfriend being pregnant. But does Robert fit her description?
She describes the guy as a little guy. That he's small. He's maybe 5'3", slightly built. The girl that's with him is 4 or 5 inches taller than he is, and she's quite sure about that.
Excuse me, Alicia Santos. Robert?
Yes, sir.
We meet Robert, the real focus of our interest in Alicia, and we are profoundly disappointed. Robert is over 6 feet tall. He is a big guy. So not only is he the wrong size, so is she. It can't possibly be either one of these people. So our promising lead has just gone up in smoke.
Thank you.
With Robert and Alicia ruled out as suspects, Kenda's only lead remains the eyewitnesses, who saw the killer, but can't name him.
We're not getting anywhere fast, and you start to get depressed. Why aren't we finding something of significance?
Weeks pass. With no developments to report to Raymond Archuletta's family, Kenda is feeling the heat.
It's frustrating, it's maddening, it makes you angry, it makes you sad, it makes you not wanting to face the victim's mother ever again, but you're going to have to anyway.
But when Kenda reaches out to the Archulettas to update them on the lack of progress, he receives some welcome news. The family has turned up a new lead.
What's the name?
The word on the street is that this is over a dispute involving the Archuleta brothers and a drug dealer by the name of Mike, and that Mike is responsible for the stabbing. We identify Mike, and he happens to be in jail. It's rather convenient.
What's more, Kenda's new suspect, 18-year-old Mike Burkhardt, bears a resemblance to the composite sketch of the killer. But Kenda will need more than that to concretely tie Mike Burkhardt to the crime.
One of the tools that is used by police in investigations are physical lineups. The lineups usually come from the jail population. And so the goal is to try to get people that are of similar builds and stature. Obviously, the hope for the detectives involved are that all of your witnesses are going to come in and immediately recognize your suspect.
I appreciate you ladies coming in today. What's going to happen is we're going to have a random group of guys come in. They can't see you through the glass. I want you to tell me if you recognize any one of them from the stabbing. Okay?
Okay, I understand.
We give them the usual admonishment. There may or may not be a person contained within this group of people who could be the person responsible for this crime.
And they're not compelled to choose anybody unless they're absolutely certain.
You can go ahead and send them in.
We put Mike in this physical lineup. He happens to be in position number 3. It's the way the jailers lined him up before they walked him in there. There's no reason that he's in 3, he just is.
Rose Barrett and her daughter Lanny sit behind a one-way mirror and survey each man in the lineup.
Take your time.
Sometimes you can almost feel a sense of panic on the witness's part because they may have this internal sense that they're compelled to pick somebody.
I was very nervous. It was very surreal. I was not scared, just very nervous.
We don't comment, we don't inquire, because we don't want to influence anybody. We are, of course, hopeful that number 3 is going to get everybody's attention.
One of them looks familiar to me.
Which one is that?
Number 3.
Could you have number 3 step forward, please?
You are anxious that maybe this is going to get us somewhere. We got very hopeful when Rose asked Mike to turn.
We get his profiles?
Turn to the left.
We thought that could be significant, that that's the guy with the knife. Wouldn't that be wonderful? We've had several months of frustration in this case. We're finally to the point to where we might have somebody. We've done a physical lineup with a suspect in position number 3. We're hoping beyond hope. Our witnesses are going to say that's the guy.
Number 3.
Kid number 3, step forward, please.
When witnesses are viewing physical lineups, they may ask a suspect to turn around to get a different profile because maybe that's the profile they saw them from. We want you to take as much time as you like. We'd like you to be as certain as you can be.
I did not want to choose the wrong person because looking at them, I was not sure.
You try to read a witness. They're looking at the people, but you're looking at the witness. My experience tells me when somebody identifies or recognizes someone, their face changes.
I don't know. There's something about that jawline that's not right.
You can see the recognition in their face, and I never saw that.
I don't think that's him.
Nope, not the guy.
Are you absolutely positive it's not him?
Yes, I am. I don't think it's him.
I could tell him what he looked like, but I could not pick him out.
Thank you, we're all set.
It's not him, which means we still have no idea who him is.
All right, thank you, ladies.
Thank you. Sorry.
With his latest suspect scratched from the list, Kenda finds himself right back where he started.
I would sit in my office and I would torture myself when you have cases like this. What did you do wrong? What did you forget? What did you not do? What did you fail to see? It's maddening. It's absolutely maddening.
Months pass, and no new leads materialize. Until one day, when a detective of Kenda's catches up with him at lunch.
Hey, Pop, how you doing?
Hey, Joe, how you doing today?
Can I get the pulled pork, coleslaw, and baked beans today, please?
Sure. This detective comes to me right away.
Sorry, Lieutenant.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, just talked to a guy a few minutes ago. He says he knows something about stabbing at Fillmore.
Detectives in downtown Colorado Springs are contacted by a man named Jim Spoon.
Hey.
Yeah.
You guys are detectives, right?
Yeah.
Well, my girl, she has an ex-boyfriend that lives in her house, and he threatens her. And she's terrified of him.
We work homicide, so I'd suggest that you go downtown and file a report on that.
The cops are already getting bored with this. Like, is there a point to the story?
Wait, that's not all. I heard he stabbed the guy outside the Fillmore liquor store.
What did you say?
Where's he at right now?
He's back at the station.
You can call in and have him put him in my office.
Kenda needs to meet Jim Spoon face to face.
Hey, Pop, I'm gonna have to cancel that. I'll catch you tomorrow.
All right, appreciate it. I'll see you later. Be safe out there.
Thank you. So what can you tell me about the stabbing at the liquor store on Fillmore?
My girlfriend's ex, he stabbed that guy. His name is Anthony Idrogo. He's crazy and dangerous.
Kenda looks his suspect up in the criminal database.
We find one Anthony, no middle name, Drago. He's a former inmate, Colorado State Penitentiary, hasn't been out that long.
27-year-old Anthony Idrogo has a lengthy history of burglary. Not only does he resemble the composite sketch, he matches the rest of the eyewitness description.
He is 5'3" and weighs 115 pounds. That would certainly classify as a little guy. I am really liking this.
Kenda is increasingly convinced Anthony Idrogo is the killer, and that Jim Spoon's girlfriend, Anthony's ex, is the girl with the flowers.
I'm going to speak to your girlfriend. Do you mind giving her a call for me?
Honey, it's me. Yeah, I'm down at the police station.
She's really scared. She's scared she's going to go to jail. Anthony has told her that if she says anything, he'll see to it that she goes down with him.
She's scared. She doesn't want. Let me talk to her. Look, I'm going to pass you over. Okay?
What's her name?
Carol.
Hello, Carol. This is Lieutenant Kenda.
She's really nervous on the phone, almost in tears, afraid she's going to go to jail. Maybe she needs a lawyer.
No, I understand.
You have to be really, really careful. You can't spook her. You can't run her off. You have to reel her in. Because she is the key to this case.
But listen, I'm going to need you to come down to the station and talk to me. I give you my word, nothing bad will happen to you. I guarantee it.
Our only interest in this case is Anthony Idrogo. And I said to her, I believe you were not a participant in the crime itself. You understand?
20 minutes later, Kenda is in the interrogation room, face to face with his last best hope for solving the case.
Thank you for coming in today. I just need you to tell me exactly what happened at the liquor store that night.
She says she and Anthony Adrago are kind of basically on their way home. But Tony wants to buy some rolling papers. They stop at Fillmore Liquors.
I was waiting outside when some drunk guy kept coming up to me, wouldn't leave me alone.
How's it going?
Hey,
What are you doing?
I'm waiting on someone.
Can I get you anything?
No, I'm good.
Please, let me just get you something.
I'm good, thank you.
He's like super drunk. She said he's not aggressive. He's just a pain. He's telling her how pretty she is, and he wants to give her flowers.
All right, you're lost.
The man, William Archuleta, joins his brother Raymond inside, where Anthony Idrogo is picking up rolling papers. And where, at the checkout counter, several small bouquets of flowers are on sale.
Let's see what these.
When Raymond and William exit, William stops to give Carol a present.
I got you these. Please.
He wouldn't go away, so eventually I just took the flowers.
And Tony gets angry and tells this guy to get away from his girl.
What are you doing? Well, I didn't know she had a boy. I didn't know you had a boyfriend. Somebody
And William, being a pain, persists.
I didn't know she had a boyfriend.
I just want to give her flowers, man. That's all.
I'll give her the flowers. She needs flowers. I'll get her flowers. Hey, what are you gonna do, little man?
They started going at it, and then this other guy came over to try and help the drunk guy.
And that would be Raymond, the victim.
Yeah, well, he was just trying to help his friend, so that just pissed Tony off even more.
What's your problem, man? Whoa, you go, little guy. You go.
It's a switchblade. Spring-loaded, press a button, the blade extends. Double-edged.
And what did Raymond do?
He wasn't scared. Tony, come on, let's go.
What's your problem, man? What's your problem? Little punk.
He says to the girl, I just stabbed that dude, let's go.
Come on.
And what did you guys do then?
I didn't know what to do, so I just ran with him.
After fleeing the scene, Anthony and Carol took cover in a nearby shed.
They're gonna find us.
Nobody saw us come in here.
Now, Tony's a criminal. He's experienced. He wants to change his appearance. He takes off his shirt, and he balls it up, and he throws it in the corner of the shed. They wait for some time.
Once the coast was clear, Anthony disposed of the knife, and they took off. A few days later, the couple got word that Raymond Archuleta died from the stab wound. Panicked, Anthony went back to the shed and retrieved the murder weapon from the bushes.
He finds his knife, he puts it in a bag, and the next day he drives to the landfill so he can dispose of this knife.
By that point, Carol realized she needed to break up with Anthony, but not before Anthony threatened to hurt her if she ever talked to police.
I just hope you get him.
I'm gonna do my best.
It would seem that Anthony Idrogo has done away with all incriminating evidence, but Kenda knows better.
Mind taking a ride with me?
Tony thinks he is one smart dude, but think back to what he's done. He didn't get the shirt out of the shed, now did he? Carol Babb named our killer as Anthony Adrago. I I need evidence to back up what she says.
Lieutenant Joe Kenda knows he can't get an arrest warrant without physical evidence, namely the hoodie Anthony discarded in a shed not far from the crime scene.
So we're going to a shed looking for exactly that.
Can you describe the shirt for me?
Medium blue hoodie with white strings.
But as Kenda and Carol Babb reach the shed,
it's a door around the front?
Yeah, right around.
A man emerges.
Excuse me, sir. I'm investigating a homicide, and I think there may be a piece of evidence in your shed.
I don't know anything about a murder.
What I'm looking for is a shirt that someone else might have left in there.
He thinks about that for a minute. Well, I don't know if there's anything in there or not, but I got a lot of rags in the corner.
Yeah?
Yeah, go ahead.
Thanks.
He keeps all these rags in a bag and eats them all here.
Is that it right there?
That's it?
There might be a shirt in here, I don't know, but let me just dump this out right here in the corner. And he empties this bag.
Kenda sifts through the pile, separating each rag from the next.
I feel that drawstring in the pile, and I lift it up, and there it is. A blue shirt with the white string tie and neck.
Is that it?
Yeah.
That's the shirt he was wearing. How certain are you? 100%. That's the shirt he was wearing. I bought it for him. There is what I need. A story and irrefutable evidence to go with it. We put together an arrest warrant for murder. Carol tells us what time he usually comes home from his running around. We sit in front of this residence. You take a lot of precaution when you confront these people.
Kenda and his men prepare to take their man into custody.
How you doing?
Hey, Lieutenant, what's going on?
I need you to coordinate with the other units. Have them staged just out of sight of the house. As soon as I see the guy, I'll get the go signal over the radio.
Sounds good. We'll do.
All that remains is to wait for Anthony to show up.
Surveillance is boring. It is incredibly boring.
And it's also high risk for officers, because once they know that they have killed somebody, you never know if they're going to kill the next person that confronts them.
You always go through the worst case scenarios. You know, he burns us, he comes out of the car blazing away with a handgun. And you have to kind of push that aside and say, no, we're just going to arrest this guy. That's all we're going to do.
That's him.
At 4:40 p.m., Anthony Idrogo pulls into the driveway.
Go, go, go!
We don't let him get in the house. We take him on the street. We say, Anthony, you're under arrest for murder. I would never raise my voice because it's more frightening to people. They expect to be yelled at by the police. I always say the same thing. My name is Kenda from the police department. You're under arrest for murder. If you don't do what I say, I'm going to kill you right here and right now. And when you say it in that tone, they believe you. He didn't react. He didn't reach in his pockets. He didn't do anything. He's looking down a barrel of 4 guns.
Anthony Idrogo never confesses to the crime, but Kenda already has a good idea of what went down.
Raymond sees a confrontation. He sees stumbling William standing there.
Scrub! Little punk!
And the suspect, Tony, opens that knife and thrusts a single time at Anthony's chest. I would think if Anthony didn't have a knife, Raymond would have folded him up and made a paper airplane out of it, which is why Anthony had a knife.
2 years after stabbing and killing Raymond Archuleta, Anthony Idrogo is convicted of manslaughter. But because of his already lengthy rap sheet, he is sentenced to life in prison.
It's a very satisfying thing to work so hard and for so long and not get anywhere, and then to get everywhere all at once.
But even with Anthony Idrogo behind bars, The death of Raymond Archuleta is a tragedy his family is still coming to grips with.
My brother Raymond did not deserve that. No. Because he wouldn't hurt anybody. He wasn't a fighter. He was a lover.
It was a big loss for all of us. For William, myself, my mother, the whole family. He missed out of his children growing up. So he missed out a lot in life.
But perhaps it is hardest for William, the brother Raymond died protecting.
He just doesn't want to talk about it because he lost a brother that he loved dearly. He misses him very much.
I think that Raymond stepped up for his brother all of his life, and I think that he stepped into something. He didn't realize what was happening. He thought this was going to be a minor verbal thing, and the next thing you know, he takes a blade through his heart. It cost him his life, and I'm sure he had no anticipation that that's what it was going to cost.